Just a little disclosure before we get into this episode. I was having massive technical difficulties when trying to record this episode, and then the computer wanted to just delete my audio file. So, this audio file I had to pull from the video file, so the audio quality is not the greatest. So, bear with me, technical difficulties. I'm trying my best. I'm not a pro, but thanks for still being here. So let's get started.
Hi, I'm Stefanie Wainwright. I'm a wife, a mom, a business owner, and my life is chaotic all the time. So I created this podcast to help you find the funny, the good, while navigating through the chaos. This is Chaotic Compass Podcast.
Hey guys, it's me, Stefanie, Chaotic Compass here. Just gonna get right into today's episode. Trying to get set up this evening, and I was like, you know what, let me go pee before, and so I can get it knocked out and I won't have to worry about me, with my bladder. And I go in there and there's a pair of underwear in the floor because my two other kids, my additional children, my bonus children, did showers prior to dinner tonight. So I can go ahead and record this and have quiet and peace up here, and they're all downstairs away. But there's underwear in the bathroom. And I go downstairs just real quick before I'm coming up here to set all this up. And I'm like, hey, whose black underwear are in the bathroom? One, Isla has headphones on, so I have to repeat it twice. And then Gary, the second oldest, says, do they have Batman on them? I told him no, I didn't look at them. I didn't take a peep-see. I didn't touch them because they're not my underwear, and I just know that the color of them are black. What the hell? So that's the way this evening is the setting the tone of random underwear left in the bathroom, technical difficulties. So we're drinking already, as if I need a reason to drink in this household, but we're drinking already. Got a lot of new stuff going on. In preparation, I've got some big announcements going on. Got some new announcements going on. So come on over to my Instagram next Thursday the 9th, 7 p.m. on Instagram. Gonna go live talking about all of the exciting things that I've got coming up. So stay tuned to that. I'm super excited. So today's topic, I was listening to somebody else's podcast, and they were, I guess they had a caller come in, and they're talking about where they're at in life and wishing they could be further. And it instantly gave me kind of PTSD, because I feel like this is kind of where, not necessarily how I feel, but constantly reminded from my husband that he feels he should be further along in life, right? I hate that. It irks me so badly, because it's when I look at tiny Stefanie from back in 2014 to where I'm at now, that was almost 9 years ago. And that tiny person's broken heart, who was just self-sabotaging and couldn't get out of a daily just get up, go, drink, get up, go, kids, get up, go, drink. I couldn't get out of that to see the 9-year from then me, today me. There was no way. I have a hard time when people, especially my husband, because it's we're in this together. I feel like your mental capacity is bringing me down, because when you say shit like that, I'm like, wow, I'm so far away from where I thought I would be, right now. I heard this today and it struck a chord because prior to 2014, a decade back from that, it was 2004. I had broken up with my, my longest relationship boyfriend then. And I was trying to figure out what the fuck I'm going to do. Little 18-year-old Stefanie. And then fast forward, to like, okay, I met somebody and I appreciate him as a person. He's like one solid dude that I've like finally met, and he's a decent guy. And it's like, okay, there's not a lot of decent guys out here, so you got to marry him real quick. So, we start dating. 6 months later, we move in together. 6 months later, we're engaged. 6 months later, we're married. And then it was on the fast track of we need to buy a house. Then we're on the fast track of we had a kid. And then we get to this place of, okay, what's next? And we both kind of were looking at each other. It's like, we don't want another kid. And because we're already not sleeping through the night with this one. And so what's next? And then so he took the note of, okay, I need to further my education. And that sent me into the spiral of, because I gave up my education to be in this relationship. In order to move in with him, my dad stopped paying for my college, which my dad had every right to, and it made sense. And so it was either I needed to take out massive college loans to further my career, or I needed to go get a job, like a full-time job. And that's what this did. And so it was hard for me. It's like, you have education, you have all these certificates that go towards your actual line, your field, where you're at, your industry, where you're at. I don't have anything. I'm just trying to, I had gotten my real estate license, but I've never been able to do anything with it. And like, so I was having a hard time with me trying to figure out who am I? And so of course, in Stefanie fashion, let me just self-sabotage this shit. So I cheated on my husband. I'm just gonna put that sentiment in there, and I'm not gonna go into detail, but I cheated on my husband. And then I wound up with that guy that I had cheated on. We moved in together, had a child, rapid fire. Okay, so we have a child. We're going to get married. And then barely 6 months into marriage, he cheats on me. And so it's like, karma, you got me back. You got me back. That's cool. So the whole time I've been trying to figure out, who am I? And so 2014 stuff goes through this nasty self-sabotage, like, fuck life, fuck the shit, fuck the world. Karma's out to get me. I don't deserve anything good. I don't deserve love. I don't deserve anything that resembles any kind of goal that I had set up for myself back in 2004, 2005. I don't deserve any of that. I don't deserve the house that I have. I don't deserve the car that I drive. I don't deserve anything. And so that's where Stefanie was at mentally. And so let me just drink myself into oblivion. Let me sober up when I got my kids, but let me drink myself into oblivion when I don't have them. Because one, it's too fucking quiet, and I have 2 children that I don't see on the regular basis. And of course, this isn't what I saw for my life. And so I hate myself. Right? And then 2, I don't know who I am besides a mom and a drunk. I don't know who I am. Fast forward 9 years, and I still don't know 100% who I am. I'm still learning, but I know for a fact that I am way further along than what I anticipated back in 2014. We own 2 businesses. I work full-time in those businesses. I work from home. I am able to drop anything to go be a part of whatever my kids need with school, whether it's a field trip or pick them up because they're sick. I don't have to take time off. I don't feel guilty. On the other side, there's a lot more shit that I have to deal with, but this isn't where tiny little 2014 Stefanie saw herself. And I'm trying to be like, wow, we've come so far. And I don't have any boxes to check off. I don't have, we're not having any more kids. We've got the house, we're married. And so now I can actually take the time and figure out who I am and what I want. And that's what I did, especially in COVID, because that makes you slow down real hard. When you're literally can't do nothing, you can't do anything, and you just sitting there worried about if you're gonna die from some random disease or if a bus is gonna hit you. Like I'm gonna die, and so you're more aware of death, and so you have time to really think, what do I want? What do I want? What do I want out of this life? And that's when I was like, I don't want to work in construction anymore. As lucrative as it was, I wasn't happy. I loved a lot of the customers that I worked with. I loved a lot of the coworkers that I had, but I didn't love that work. I love marketing. I want to do a job where I can work in that and focus on that more than what I was with where I was. And so I figured that out real quick. I had finished up my degree and I was focused on a job in marketing. And I couldn't do that in construction. I couldn't do that as a project manager. And so here I am. Am I doing marketing on a daily basis? No. But I am more involved in marketing than any other job that I've ever been a part of. All the social media accounts I handle, all of the brochures and all the marketing materials I handle. That's me. And I'm so in love with being able to do that. And so when somebody says that's attached to me, like it's in this with me, I wish I was further along. That's gut-wrenching. Like, I'm gonna get emotional because it's like, I've worked my ass off to be here. And if you're not happy with where you're at, then that's a you thing. But as society puts it on you, it's like, oh yeah, well, you're 40 and so you should be to a certain place. You should have a nice cushion of retirement and you should. Maybe back 50 years ago, maybe, but I've lived through 2 recessions. I've lived through freaking COVID. I've lived through so many things where it's like, there's no chance in hell that I will have a retirement. I don't even know if there's going to be Social Security waiting for me when I decide to go that route. I'm pretty sure that I'm just going to have to keep working until I die. And hopefully I have enough insurance money, if that's even a thing by the time I get to that age, that would hopefully pay for whatever my kids need to pay for. And I'm just going to keep working, and that's going to be my retirement. My empire that I build is my retirement. All of those social norms that society places on people and such heavy burden. Why do we do that? I wish it would be, and I think it's like because we've gotten into the social era and people can be keyboard warriors, nobody gets punched in the face anymore. I think if we could get, and not necessarily, I'm not like condoning this, but I think if we could get back to the era of getting your ass kicked for saying shit, I honestly feel like that might help a little bit. Like, if I have somebody that posts something on one of my social media accounts that I don't agree with, do I go like rant all up on their page about how they're wrong or how their opinion is so screwed? Or no, I keep scrolling because where my energy is best suited for, where my energy is like the best return on investment for my energy is going to be my business, my kids, and my husband, not necessarily in that order. I think that people waste so much of their time because they don't have any real goals. Nobody has any real goals anymore. Like, what are you doing with your life, Karen, on the keyboard? Why are you wasting your time bringing people down? I saw a TikTok video where it was like some people were slamming kids for having those, like my daughter has them. Back in the 90s, they had these little clippy, like, thing you put around your neck, and then it was like triangle shark's teeth looking thing, and you would slide them back, and they hurt like hell, and I had several get stuck in my hair, and I never wore them again because I thought that they were the devil. My daughter brought them home, and I was like, you know what? Fuck around and find out. Apparently she knows how to use them correctly, and I didn't get a manual on how to use them, and so my daughter is slaying with it, and so it gives me a little bit of PTSD with those things. But am I gonna bring her down? No. Like, we have mostly, I'm not gonna give it's kind of a social experiment in this house. Like, I'm waiting for the tiny one to kick her brother's ass. Like, that's what I'm waiting for in this. And because there's only going to be so many times where he can get in your face and tell you you're wrong before you just deck him. And I'm waiting for it, okay? Because it's going to be well deserved, and I'm just waiting for it. I wait for the conversation to end, and then I go in there and be like, okay, let's talk about this. Why are we talking so negatively to each other? Let's talk about this. And then if we can't talk about it, if you don't want to talk about it, that's when shit starts getting taken away. That's what I do. I don't like it when you shut down. I don't like it. You want to shut down and have a minute, you need a minute, but we're going to talk about this because you need to get it out. Because the more it festers in here, the worse it's going to get. And I can't help you if I don't know what's going on. So you need to figure out the appropriate words. We are all of school age now. Our youngest one is in 3rd grade. We know what's up. We need to have conversations. I will coax them and just guide them along the way to kind of pull it out of them. But everybody in this house is expected to have a conversation eventually about what they have done or have had happen to them. We have conversations, okay? We don't just let it stew, because when it lets it stew, you lash out at other people for random ass fucking reasons, and it's never good for anybody else. I'm so guilty of that. My poor husband is a punching bag, and I'm sorry for that. I'm sorry for that. I wasn't taught as a young child of how to deal with my anger issues and how to use my words properly. I wasn't taught that. I got to lead by example, and guess who wasn't taught how to use her words and how to act appropriately? My mother, hands down. That was what I learned from, because she learned it from her mother, guess who's 61 years old and still does not know how to use their words appropriately. Why is such a huge weight put on people with social norms? What is the social norm? To accumulate massive debts and to be a burden to society and to be depressed and just clock in and clock out? Is that what societal norm? Like, I don't want that. I don't know if you want that, good for you. That's cool, but I aspire to be a little bit better than that. I want to be happy. I want to not be in debt. I want to be, maybe just a little bit of carefree. Maybe I want to go and sell margaritas on a freaking beach somewhere somewhere warm, because God knows me living in this cold weather isn't really working. So It's like the low tomorrow's 19. Fuck off. Like, I know it's very much colder in other places, like my poor aunt that lives, and she loves it. Like, she's not poor aunt, like she wasn't like kidnapped or something. Like, she lives up in Fairbanks, Alaska, and she loves it. But ew, no thank you. So I say all of this, like, if you're listening to this is one of the more serious topics of, I want you to live the life that you want, not live the life that your mama wants, or your daddy wants, or your sister wants, or your auntie wants, the life that you want. And if you don't know what you want, that's okay too. Figure it out. And the only way to figure out is to fuck around. Like, not legit fuck around. I'm not trying to tell you to be a whore, but, and if that's what you want to do too, like, whatever, you do you, sis or bro. But I'm trying to just say, you don't know what you want until you test something. Like, I didn't really know that I liked Thai food until I tried it. I didn't know that I really love the dumplings at the local Japanese place until I tried them. Like, and I crave those bitches now. But you don't know, and I'm associating these things with food, but I think that would be the only thing that would resonate with people. You won't know unless you try it. Obviously, some of these things take money, and so, go for a hike. That's not for me. I don't like any physical activity whatsoever. That is not for me. But you won't know unless you try. So fuck societal norms. With that being said, I have, let's see if I can get it out of the little. I found this at the Kroger around the corner. It's a coastal cocktail. It's vodka. It's an orange crush, apparently. It's 7.5%, and it's in a skinny can. So coastal cocktails are made from 100% corn vodka blended with natural flavors, carbonated for your perfect day on the coast. Ooh, we're gonna get a little beachy here. Everything you love about a perfect handcrafted refreshing cocktail, now sealed in a convenient can. Carry it to the beach, on a boat, or to the pool. Coastal Cocktails was born at the beach for a coastal lifestyle. And they are made right here in Virginia Beach. Tarnished Truth Distilling Company. Let's try this out. I broke my nail yesterday, so let's see if I can even... Oh, there we go. Okay. Oh, that smells good. Yeah, let's try this out. I'm drinking because fuck societal norms. That straight up tastes like a sun kiss. I don't even taste the vodka. That is good. I don't know how that's 7.5%. Because I don't taste it. I don't taste anything but a sun kiss. So, Lord, y'all, anywho, that's gonna do it for this evening. Reminder, come over to my Instagram next Thursday, the 9th, February 9th, 7 p.m, going live. Got lots of things to talk about, lots of awesome things that are happening over here with the podcast. I'm super excited and just really blessed with how things are going with this podcast. It's literally just me sipping and bitching. That's it. I get in front of a mic and I bitch on a Thursday night. And y'all dig it. And I love it. I love you for tuning in and just appreciate you. And I do this for me, but it helps you. I do it for you too. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Have a great night.
Thanks for tuning in, guys. I appreciate all of your love and support. If you really loved today's episode, you should subscribe. And if you subscribe, then you get notifications of when my next episode launches. So Another way to be super awesome would be to leave a rating and review or recommend it to your friends and family. If you're wicked awesome, you've already done all three. Another way to keep up with me and my crazy family is check out my website at chaoticcompass.com, and I do blog and other stuff there. So I appreciate everything for you guys. I do this for you, so keep it up, because the more you subscribe, the more I do.